Vermouth is gross, is what you're probably thinking. And you're thinking that because you've never drinking it properly. And you've never drinking it properly because the bar you go to does not store it properly. Vermouth is a really stressful subject for me because it is so misunderstood. Vermouth is defined as an aromatized, fortified wine. At the base of this is wine. Aromatized means that there are botanicals added to it to give it a beautiful smell and lovely flavors. Fortified means that there is alcohol, either brandy or neutral grain, added to it to bring up the strength. Vermouth for the longest time was one of the most called for spirit modifiers, and it was also enjoyed on its own. My task for you and me is to get re-familiarized with the lovely charms of vermouth and to start making our beverages using it as a base spirit. I like using vermouth as a base spirit because wine is good for you. It's low calorie, it's low ABV, and I really think that vermouth sets off any culinary journey in a really awesome way. Also, if you're on a date and you order a Dolene and soda, everyone at the bar is going to look at you. I do it regularly, so everyone at the bar looks at me, but my date usually just walks away. Love you, babe. So, vermouth. When we're dealing with vermouth, there are two major styles: dry, sweet. There's also a style called white vermouth that's the dry profile, but a little more fruity on the back end. That's a little more esoteric, so let's just stay here. These are significant because they're part of two fundamental cocktails. Dry vermouth is a part of the classic martini. Sweet vermouth is a part of the classic Manhattan and the Negroni, which features gin that comes in the martini. I love the circular logic with cocktails, by the way. So, this bad boy right here, Vermouth de Chambly. It also traditionally was known as French vermouth. This style, bright, fresh, clean, notes of grass, a little bit of kiwi, really, really bright and pretty, made from a base of white wine. Vermouth di Torino, or Rosso vermouth, also made from white wine, but it's made from herbs that are going to be darker and more brooding and obviously be sweeter. I have a goal for you. I want you to buy yourself this size of vermouth and keep it at home. Why do I want you to buy this size? This 375 size is going to stay fresher longer. And I bring up freshness because still, to this day, the majority of bars have a rotten vermouth. Vermouth sits on the speed rail at your bar where the other bottles sit. And that's fine for service. But if nobody's putting that bad boy in a refrigerator, you got bad vermouth. So I actually know about an Italian restaurant that's pretty famous, and they won't refrigerate their vermouth, but they do refrigerate their Amaro, which makes absolutely no sense at all. But we'll talk about that more at another time. Vermouth must be treated like wine. It's got a little more alcohol, so it has some longer shelf life. However, it cannot be left room temperature all night once it's open. It's got to be put into the fridge. Thusly, the last time you had some vermouth, first time you ordered a classic martini, it had rancid fruit in it. What I want to do today is refamiliarize ourselves with vermouth and its lovely charms. So we're going to taste a little bit of Dolene. I just found out it was pronounced like that. It may be Dolan. Sorry to the hoteling company that distributes it if I'm wrong. And then we're going to try some Carpano Classico. So, what do we want to find out first? How does it look? So we're going to find ourselves a white background. Put it up against it. Very, very pale straw color, almost clear. Just at the edges, you see that little bit of gold? I think it's really pretty. Nose. It has that smell that you're familiar with if you like port, if you like sherry. There's just a smell that fortified wine has, and that's what it's oxidized, just a touch oxidized, which is a good thing. Lemon, a little bit of like orange marmalade-y business going on. And on the palate, it's got a nice little zing to it. Definitely grapey, which is a beautiful thing. I always get a touch of kiwi from these. A little bit of like honeydew melon, just really bright fruits. And it just finishes on that little bit of an oxidized kind of extracted note. This right here, I'm telling you, all summer, 2 ounces of this, 4 ounces of soda, twist of lemon. You'll make better choices in life. I just really believe that. Sweet. Dark fruit, chocolate, maybe a little bit of like chicory going on, a little rhubarb, plum, fig, a little bit of butterscotch. That's nice. It's just got this nice little caramel action that's just very pleasing and very beautiful. And it is sweet, but it's pleasant. I really believe these are not acquired tastes. So many things that we bartenders and cocktail people say taste good, we know damn well the first time we give them to you, they're not going to taste good. And we like to troll you like that. I think that's stupid. Acquired tastes are what they are. And we don't need to judge people who maybe haven't drank as much as us. And also, bartenders, we be lying about what we actually like. If a couple of cool bartenders say it's cool, all the rest of us are gonna say it's cool. But I can truly, genuinely say, these both have a high level of deliciousness. There is nothing in them that I think you really need to be afraid of. Even if you don't like these, please give them a try because both of them are pleasant. And when you start using these in cocktails, your entire world opens up. I'm doing this partly because I was going over recipes and every time I saw vermouth, I shied away from the recipe because I just thought people wouldn't drink it. Well, number one, if you're in the business and you use this in a cocktail, just call it wine. That'll help you out a bit, or identify one other ingredient in there and just call it that. And if you're in a place where people love martinis and Manhattans, make variations on those. Also, the Negroni gives some really good opportunity to use vermouth. And lastly, the low-no section of menus is seeing a lot more action. What is the low-no section? Low means low ABV, no means no ABV. Drinks made with vermouth as a base and then lengthened with soda are going to have less alcohol content and be supremely crushable. I'm gonna find somebody that drinks truly High Noon, Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I'm gonna make them like vermouth. Stay tuned for that. Happy drinking. Cheers. That's good. God damn. Cheers.